Hey, it's Steve from the White Label Lounge. Believe it or not, it's been over 25 years since Guns N' Roses put out the legendary Appetite for Destruction. Now, the drummer, the backbeat of this album was Steven Adler. Now, he hasn't been on a full record since that album came out, but he's back now with a new band called Adler and a new album, fittingly, called Back from the Dead. In the time after Guns N' Roses, Steven Adler had a really well-publicized battle with addiction. He also wrote a book called My Appetite for Destruction, and he spent a lot of time playing in Adler's Appetite, playing a lot of Guns N' Roses songs. But what he saw was the other guys from Guns N' Roses, like Slash and Duff, were moving on to do other things, like Velvet Revolver. So they were building sort of a legacy for themselves outside of Guns N' Roses. Izzy was doing his own solo stuff, so they've all been very busy. Steven thought it would be time for him to put out a new record to really build on his own personal legacy. So late last year, Adler came out with Back from the Dead, which is an amazing record, aptly titled, because of course, Steven is doing songs that are talking about his addiction, about his redemption, and talking about a big FU to everybody that thought he wouldn't make it back. I had a recent phone conversation with Jacob Bunton, who's the new lead singer of Adler, who's also in Lynam and was previously in Mars Electric. He told me a lot about the formation of the band and the writing of the record. Now, what happened for the band to come together was that there was a memorial service for Janie Lane, who was good friends with Jacob Bunton. Jacob was there, met Lonnie Paul from Adler's Appetite, and the two started writing songs together over email. Now, Adler would take a listen to songs as they came through, and they said he's very much of a vibe guy, so he would listen to it and say, yeah, that's it, that isn't. And they wrote about 40 songs for this album and pared it down to 10 that Steven Adler was really excited about. Now, what they ended up with was an old school record that's very much full of huge choruses, big guitars, and massive drums. Now, when I say it's old school, that doesn't mean that it doesn't sound fresh, because it totally does. It could have fit great in the 80s, great in the 90s, and it sounds amazing now. So, if you're looking for great arena rock, this is a record that you're going to want to hear. Now, I talked for a long time with Jacob, and a lot of that interview is on thewhitelabellounge.com under our news and reviews section. So, I encourage you to go check that out. You can read more about the band at adlerrocks.com, and you can check him out on the road soon. Steven, unfortunately, is in rehab, and we wish him all the best, but the band will be on the road to support this record, hopefully later this year. Check out more of my interview with Jacob at thewhitelabellounge.com under news and reviews, and listen to Adler's new record Back from the Dead on iTunes. This has been Steve with the White Label Lounge. Thanks for watching.